Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. It's Tuesday night, a healthy love night. Want to welcome you to the show. How you doing? Kicking it off, little Nadia Batson. Want to say big ups to all those who have it locked in right now. To TuneIn Radio, the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, Radbox.net, Foundation Radio Network, One Harmony Radio, WGLRO, and any of the other affiliates across the world. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you. Those on PEMGTV.com, big ups, and of course right here at the home of the Night Shift, KevinStew.com. Glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you, and you have my word, I wouldn't even try. A little Nadia Batson to get us started. The track is called Purpose.
I take off my phone for spite. I don't want nobody calling me. I don't want no distraction at all. Let's not get it, no attention. Start it up, continuous purpose. This is what we come here for. Fill up the back canal. Tell them to give we more. Continuous purpose. This is what we come here for. Fill up the back canal. Tell them to give we more. There's no limit for all my friends and I. Well, they're more than friends, we like family. Mashing up our fact is the only vice. No lie. Cause the only reason I come in here is to celebrate my life. I have every intention to leave feeling better than when I arrived. Being not sweaty already. Tired, don't know this. And next weekend we'll do it again. Continuous with purpose. This what we come here for. We love the back canal. Tell them to give we more. Continuous with purpose. This what we come here for. We love the back canal. Tell them to give we more. Continuous with purpose. Yeah. Continuous with purpose. Yes, it jump up like this is a circus. Yeah. Not even feet could have hurt us. Cause this is with purpose. Yeah. If I run in low, fill my cup with ice. Tell somebody to pour a drink for me. Right now is a different kind of high. No lie. Cause the only reason I come in here is to celebrate my life. I have every intention to leave feeling better than when I arrived. Being not sweaty already. Tired, don't know when. And next weekend we'll do it again. Continuous with purpose. This what we come here for. We love the back canal. Tell them to give we more. Continuous with purpose. This what we come here for. We love the back canal. Tell them to give we more. Continuous with purpose. Yeah. Continuous with purpose. Yeah.
What is your purpose? I want to say thanks to Pulsey Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show.
Yeah.
When being in the when being in the moment is priceless. You want to give them a call, 754-999-6020, or visit them at pulseemg.com. When you link them, tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. Reminding you of a little purpose. This blanket available to you. Give me a call, 773-789-STEW. Handmade. Giving you the purpose, have the purpose of giving you comfort. I'll let you know how you can get it. Once again, big ups to sponsors for this segment. You know, at this time of the year, a lot of events happening. Parties and graduation parties and graduations. You want to capture your moment, you want to stream your moment live, link up with Pulsey Media Group. They can make it happen for you. Want to invite you to jump into the stew pot where we keep things bubbling. Where do you find it? KevinStew.com. It's our interactive portal on the site. the stew pot. And good evening to you, 573. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Or good morning, good afternoon, good day to you, wherever you are in the world. Of course, I want to say big ups to those tuned in from Germany, those from Holland, the ones in Ireland. Am I leaving anybody out on that side of the world? Greece, the Netherlands. Oh, that's Holland. Yeah. Iceland. I said that, and Greenland. Okay, cool. So taking care of the places that are not usually mentioned on this show. Big ups, big ups, big ups, big ups to you. All right, so tonight we are looking at some more things that affect the ladies. And gentlemen, you need to pay attention. Because, like it or not, what affects them, what affects the ladies, affects us. In some way, shape, or form. It affects us. And we can't just turn a blind eye to it. So pay attention, take notes, ask questions to the females that are in your life. Don't be afraid to. The important thing is you're asking to get knowledge, and that knowledge will help you in the long run with dealing with and relating to the feminine gender moving forward, because you only stand to benefit from the knowledge, right? So we're looking at fibroids tonight, and uterine fibroids, which are also called uterine leiomyomas, are extremely common. In fact, about 75% of women experience them at some point in their lives. So it is more rare to not find a woman that has had or has fibroids, ranging in size from a few millimeters, or around about the size of a pea, to the size of a grapefruit, and in some cases, the size of watermelons, as we've heard. I know I've heard of watermelon size fibroids, which is kind of ridiculous. That's like a baby, but it's real. The most frequent indication for major gynecologic surgery, according to a report published in the New England Journal of Medicine, every year more than 200,000 hysterectomies are performed due to severe uterine fibroids. That's crazy, right? So, what are fibroids? Good question, right? They are non-cancerous tumors found within the uterine walls, often resulting in a change in the size or shape of the uterus, as well as several unpleasant symptoms. In fact, the mere fact that it can affect the size or the shape of the uterus cannot be a pleasant symptom. But then there are other unpleasant symptoms. Because they normally develop within the uterine wall, they're also called uterine fibroids. While some women deal with pain, menstrual changes, and other complications due to having fibroids, you can see that I'm a little bit distracted with this. Some women they develop pain. They can also be symptomless. because it isn't always obvious if you have fibroids. It's a good idea for all women, not just some. Gentlemen, pay attention. All women to take steps to naturally prevent these common uterine growths, which means it's preventable. So the 25% that don't or have not, didn't or have not, are not susceptible or prone to fibroids must fall into a group of individuals that do a particular thing. If 75% of women have fibroids or have had fibroids, then the 25% must be doing something special. Studies have shown that preventing or treating high blood pressure helps to lower the risk of developing fibroids. According to research from the Harvard Medical School and Harvard School of Public Health, there's a strong and independent association between blood pressure and risk for fibroids in premenopausal women. Some risk factors for fibroids are out of your control, but there are many that you can actually manage. These include things like eating high quality meat, especially beef, adding more detoxifying foods such as leafy green vegetables into your diet, and drinking less alcohol. There are also a lot of steps you can take to help balance your hormones naturally, which is a key part of prevention and natural fibroid treatment. Balancing your hormones naturally. It seems like quite a task, right? So, apparently there are some natural treatments for fibroids, and they include avoiding foods that make fibroids worse. What type of foods? We're going to get into it. Eating foods that help relieve fibroids. Trying supplements that aid in fibroid reduction. Using essential oils. Drinking herbal teas. Castor oil packs. Avoiding exposure to environmental toxins. And exercise. And of course, we're going to get into some of these things. The first one being avoiding foods that make fibroids worse. So, gentlemen, if you're not paying attention, because we're the ones who more often than not assume the role of surprising our females with these dinners. You know, let's go to dinner. Where we're going, it's a surprise, and we go. Now we get to not only surprise them with a dinner or a dinner date, or making dinner, but we get to surprise them with things that are good for them. Now, if they don't like the things that are good for them, that might not be good for you guys. But I'm sure that is something that within each of your relationships, as the ones in the relationship, you kind of know how to smooth that out, right? If not, we'll do a show on that. But so some of the foods to avoid: high fat processed meats. And you're talking about some of the meats that are the worst food choices for women when it comes to fibroids. Foods high in unhealthy fats like organic processed meats or trans fats. Think of things like hamburgers and processed breakfast sausages. Not good. These things can increase inflammation levels. Processed foods also often contain chemical additives and other ingredients that promote inflammation. Limit the amount of meat you eat by also including plant-based protein in your diet. When you do eat meat like beef. Opt for grass-fed beef. Hey MJ, good evening. How are you, sis? You want to avoid conventional dairy. Non-organic dairy can be high in steroids, hormone, and other chemicals. And these are chemicals that may actually alter your hormone levels. And this now encourages development and growth of fibroids. So you want to avoid your conventional dairy. Hey Julie. Consuming a lot of refined sugar can promote inflammation and lead to weight gain. It may also increase pain and reduce immune function. There is an association between weight gain and hormonal imbalance, and these two factors can actually encourage the development of fibroids. And studies have shown that a high dietary glycemic index is associated with a higher risk of uterine fibroids in women. So, your refined sugars, you want to avoid that. Your refined carbs is another one. Managing hormones not only involves the elimination of sugars, but refined carbs. Refined carbohydrates, like products made with white bleached flour, cause insulin levels to spike and hormones to become out of whack. Consuming processed grains, like those in instant hot cereals and commercial breads, these cause a sharp rise in insulin. These refined carbohydrates have been stripped of everything but starch. So they offer mostly empty calories and are of very little nutritional value. Which is interesting because just about everything that we're given to consume includes bread. Go figure. Another thing to avoid, and the next two will actually be the ones that will probably get people to go, you know what, Stu, I'm just done with you again because you take everything away. The next one is alcohol. Over consuming alcohol, not just regular consumption, but over consumption, can definitely contribute to an increased inflammation throughout the body. I know with most men, you tend to see the inflammation in the gut area. Yeah, the rum drinkers, you have a rum belly or a beer belly. It also reduces immune function. It can promote weight gain and encourages hormonal imbalances. By reducing or eliminating alcohol, you can help to get your hormones back on track and hopefully help to shrink fibroids. So if they already exist, you can probably shrink them by cutting back on the alcohol. But get this, too much caffeine is taxing on your body, especially your liver. So caffeine is the next thing you want to avoid. Well, too much of it anyway. When you give your liver more work to do than it can handle, it is going to do as good of a job as keeping your hormones in check. As it will only do as good of a job that you're giving it permission to do, which is not a whole lot. So the more you can keep your alcohol and caffeine consumption down, the easier it is for your liver to detoxify your body and keep your hormones in proper state. Fibroid discouraging balance is where you end up by cutting back on too much alcohol and too much caffeine. Not to say that a little will hurt you. Too much definitely will hurt you. So if you have things that you can consume that are not good for fibroids, then what would you consider to be good for fibroids? Well, eating mostly organic foods may help to prevent and even shrink fibroids because organic products are grown and made without the use of chemical pesticides. Pesticides used in commercial, non-organic agriculture may impact estrogen levels and other hormones. Since hormonal balance is key to a natural fibroid treatment, you want to reduce your pesticide intake as much as possible. And that also includes pesticides in the environment, in the air, in the atmosphere. So if you live in farming communities, you know how it goes. Green leafy vegetables have a lot of anti-inflammatory effects. So they may discourage the growth of fibroids in a woman's body. These vegetables are also vitamin K rich foods, which aid in blood clotting and help control menstrual bleeding. So it's not only good if you have fibroids, but it works with preventing them too. And just the general monthly functions of a healthy female body. Your cruciferous vegetables support detoxification of your liver and may help balance estrogen levels. Research has shown that high consumption of broccoli, cabbage, Chinese cabbage, tomato, and apple seems to be a protective factor for uterine fibroids, potentially due to their high antioxidant and fiber content. Research has shown that a plant-based diet, including greater intake of cruciferous vegetables and fresh fruits, let's not leave out the fresh fruits included, this is capable of reducing the incidence of uterine fibroids in women. So you want to be smart about your veggies and your fruits. Remember though, you want to, well, it is the refined sugars that will cause the problems. So going organic is much better off for you, but you still want to watch that sugar intake. Upon digestion, the human body turns beta carotene into vitamin A. This promotes the growth and repair of healthy tissues, which can be very helpful for treating fibroids. Some foods that are high in beta carotene include carrots, sweet potatoes, kale, and spinach. So you want to include beta carotene rich foods into your diet. Also, and this is where another place where you have to play that balancing game. Fibroids sometimes cause some women to lose more blood during their monthly menstruation. You lose more blood, what else are you losing? How do you end up? Right, anemic. So, to replace the excessive loss of iron due to increased bleeding, you want to include high iron foods like grass-fed beef and legumes in your diet. Again, with the beef, you want to go organic. So you're staying closer to grass-fed than anything else. Flax seeds can help balance estrogen levels in the body. This can in turn shrink fibroids. You should aim for at least 2 tablespoons per day if you already have fibroids. You can sprinkle flax seeds on oatmeal or in your smoothies, or simply just eat the seeds by themselves, and this will help. Gentlemen, flaxseed is also good for you. It's good for us. So, grab some flaxseed and include it in your daily diet. How is it going to hurt? Instead of eating refined grains also, you want to opt for healthier whole grains. Things like millet, spelt, brown rice, buckwheat, rye, and steel-cut oats. I'm not just going to say oats, but I even want to take it a little bit further and say steel-cut oats. because these are richer in fiber. They contain more minerals and tend to be much less processed. We're looking at some things that are helpful to fibroid reduction. Supplements are something else that can aid in fibroid reduction. Now, you want to check with your doctor before introducing new supplements. Talk to them if any new supplements, which sometimes have a strong reputation for creating better hormone balance, are actually good for you. And we're going to look at some of those supplements when we come back from the break. But it is important, again, let me say that you stay away from foods that will make your fibroids worse. Your high fat and processed meats, your conventional dairy, your refined sugars, refined carbs, alcohol, and excessive caffeine. Notice I said excessive because anything in excess won't be good for you. Balance. So you do want to get in your organic foods, your leafy green vegetables, your cruciferous vegetables, your beta carotene rich foods, flax seeds, high iron foods, and whole grains. Get these in and make them as much a part of your diet as you can in order to assist with the reduction or the avoidance of fibroids. When we come back from the break, we're going to be looking at some supplements that could very well possibly aid in fibroid reduction. So call a friend, tell a friend, we're on Healthy Love right here on the night shift. Come on in, let's talk. We're talking about fibroids. We'll be right back.
Pulse Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there, we know how it feels, so we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
It's the third annual Caribbean Celeb Basketball Tournament, Saturday, May 25th, 12 p.m. at the VEH Youth Enrichment Center, 7000 Miramar Parkway in Miramar. Proceeds for the Sounds for the Youth program. This year's teams, Universal Hilltop Records, VP Records, E2 Productions, Heavy Beat Records. Performances by Shauna Lee, Jadon, and Peter G. Hosted by G. Cole, Sir Rockwell, and TC Flex. Free admission. Donations accepted. Live stream by Flex FM. Music by New Vision Sound. Surprise guest performances. Sponsored by JTMC, WZPP, South Florida Caribbean News. Homegrown with G. Cole, Flex FM, Rock the Box, Taxi Gang, High Class Promotions, Island Beat Marketing, David I Photography, Foundation Radio Network, LTK20, Island Energy Drink, Rattigan and Associates, Events Are Us, Irie Pen, The Melissa Jane Show, Real Rockers, GMAX Solutions, Jazzfar, Elite Global, New Lane Marketing, Jillian J, Stratmeyer Financial, WGLRO, Kevin Stew, All Time Printing, and Miad Restaurant. For info, call JTMC 954-613-3851 or 678-793-8800.
Not a mouse.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I learned
pathetic
that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick.
And in
And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
and a joke.
In chemistry, I learned that no one
In
likes me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I learned
math,
that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn,
It's why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Selassie DJ Kevin Stew.
Yeah. No, eh. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium. Tough like a diamond, knock me down, but I won't stay down. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium. Knock me down, I get back on my feet. I'm strong like titanium. This is how I fight. This is how I fight. Flat footed on the ground. Flat footed on the ground. Can't keep me down. No, can't keep me down. Back broad, stand tall. Flat footed on the ground. Tough like a diamond. You know I'm strong like titanium. Tough like a diamond. Knock me down, but I won't stay down. Tough like a diamond. Strong like titanium. won't surrender. I'm not a quitter. No white flag in my sky. You never see me cry. No, never see me cry. My only cry is my battle cry. Like, oh, 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 yeah. Can't keep me down. No, can't keep me down. No, oh, oh, yeah. Can't keep me down. No, can't keep me down. Tough like a diamond, strong like titanium.
The sound of novelty
Down, but I won't stay down.
from the Queens in the Arena compilation on the Kemet rhythm.
Strong like titanium.
The track is called Tough Like a Diamond.
Diamond.
I want to say thanks to GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show,
Tough like a
providing musical equipment, musicians, singers, DJs, bands, engineers, MCs,
diamond.
stage production services, you name it. Bringing your event to life, gmacmusicsolutions.com. 754-307-4622, 754-307-GMAC. Tell them you heard it right here on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Welcome back to the show. Those of you just tuning in, glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. I give you my word, I won't even try. Numbers to call, numbers to text to get you in touch, 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. Of course, the Stew Pot is available on kevinstew.com. That's where we keep things bubbling. It's our interactive portal. And of course, I want to also let you know that advertising spots are still available on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew and on kevinstew.com. And if you give me a call, we can talk about it. See how to get your product out there, how to get your business out there, how to get you out there. Give me a call. We'll talk. So tonight we're looking at fibroids in healthy love. And we're looking at some supplements that may help with dealing with fibroids, with the treatment and prevention of fibroids. Vitex. Ever heard of it? It reduces estrogen levels by promoting the production of progesterone. It is recommended that you take Vitex for at least 6 months. At least. And you take it in 400 milligram portions twice a day. Fish oil, it's recommended that you do 1,000 milligrams daily. Or you could go with flaxseed oil. And with flaxseed oil, the recommendation is 1 tablespoon daily. The essential fatty acids found in fish oil and flaxseed oil can help to reduce inflammation in your body, which may play a part in fibroid growth. So it's something worth considering. Then there is 500 milligrams daily of B complex. If B vitamins are lacking in the diet, then the liver is missing some of the raw materials that it needs to carry out its metabolic processes and regulate estrogen levels. So you definitely want to be getting your B complex in there. Progesterone cream. Now, I always thought progesterone cream as a treatment was very interesting. It's recommended that you do 1/4 teaspoon on days 6 to 26 of your cycle, ladies. Now, applying progesterone cream topically can help balance out low progesterone. When treating fibroids, it's important to work with a doctor who has tested your hormone levels, so you can best be advised if natural progesterone cream is the right option for your body. Because again, there's no one size fits all. So talk to your doctor, see what works for you. Milk thistle is recommended at 150 milligrams twice a day. And this aids your body in liver detoxification, which naturally can balance out hormones. Now, essential oils can also play a part in hormone treatment and prevention. Thyme, clary sage, and frankincense are actually the best essential oils for natural fibroid treatment. Did you know that? These oils all have the ability to help balance hormones naturally, which may very well be a reason why thyme is used in cooking. Well, I grew up with my mother always using thyme. Clary sage oil has also been shown by researchers to significantly lower cortisol levels, as well as to have antidepressant effects. So it makes you feel good too, ladies. Come on. And I guess it won't hurt the men either. This is just one of the several studies that have that show that clary sage oil's ability to benefit a woman's hormones is legit. Now, to use these essential oils, you can rub 2 drops, just two, of each oil over your lower abdomen 2 times daily. Combine with a carrier oil like coconut oil if you have sensitive skin. You might also try putting 2 drops of frankincense oil on the roof of your mouth 2 times daily. Now, I have heard that frankincense doesn't have the greatest of scents. So I don't know how much you would enjoy going with the frankincense, but they also say what's good for you is not necessarily what tastes good. So, now, herbal teas may help soothe some of the symptoms of fibroids by decreasing inflammation and rebalancing certain hormones. Teas made with chasteberry or vitex, milk thistle, yellow dock, dandelion root, nettle, and red raspberry all have systemic benefits for the uterus and the reproductive system. With castor oil packs, you can apply a castor oil pack to your abdomen. When you do this, you increase circulation in the lymphatic and circulatory systems and also increase lymphocytes. These are your white blood cells that eliminate disease and disease-causing toxins from the body. Many holistic practitioners believe a buildup of toxins play an important role in fibroid development. So you get rid of the toxins. Naturally, you should be reducing the fibroid development. Castor oil contains an anti-inflammatory compound called ricinoleic acid. Now, while there hasn't been any scientific research to date that directly studies the impact of castor oil packs on uterine fibroids, it makes sense that castor oil packs could be helpful. A 2011 study showed that castor oil packs can help improve detoxification and decrease symptoms associated with constipation. So, how would it hurt? Now, you also want to stay clear of environmental toxins as much as you can. And this helps with your hormonal as well as your general health. Pesticides, herbicides, synthetic fertilizers, bleach, food preservatives, harmful cleaners. Funny enough, even some eco cleaners and food dyes. These are all environmental toxins that could help make the situation with fibroids worse. You'll also want to opt for natural unbleached feminine care products as well as organic body care products and makeup. The closer you get to natural, the better off you are. Remember, your skin is the largest organ on your body, because typically what you put on your skin gets absorbed by your skin. If you haven't thought twice about the things that you're putting on your skin before, start doing so now. Getting regular exercise can also actually help to prevent fibroids before they start. According to one study, the more a woman exercises, the less likely she is to get uterine fibroids. Exercise has many anti-inflammatory effects. It may help control blood pressure and can help improve insulin sensitivity. And that is beneficial for weight management and may contribute to hormonal balance as well. Everything that contributes to fibroid development, exercise helps to reduce. So why not exercise? Get in a little bit of walk every day. Run if you can. Take the stairs. A little bit goes a long way when it comes to exercise. You cannot go wrong. So, what are some of the symptoms of fibroids? You might ask. Can fibroids cause bleeding and back pain and other things like that you would think to be not associated with something like fibroids, something growing inside the uterus? Guess what? It is possible. But not every woman who has fibroids experience and notice any other noticeable symptoms at all. About 70% to 80% of women experience fibroids by the age of 50. Many of them actually remain unaware that they have fibroids. It is common for a woman to find out that she has them only during a routine exam when she becomes pregnant or has ultrasounds performed. So she may miss them altogether. So when symptoms due to uterine fibroids happen, there are some common symptoms that are looked at by doctors. And these include heavy menstrual bleeding, menstrual periods lasting 7 days or longer, bloating or fullness in the stomach and pelvic region, pelvic pressure or pain, frequent urination, difficulty emptying the bladder, constipation. You see how it would help going with castor oil packs, no? Constipation is a symptom of, or can be a symptom of fibroids. Pain with intercourse, backache or leg pains, reproductive issues including infertility and miscarriages. Fibroids play a part in all of these. When a woman has fibroids during pregnancy, there are some signs to look for and some symptoms that may actually occur. Sometimes fibroids can cause complications during pregnancy and labor, including leading to a 6-time greater risk of needing a C-section. They may also contribute to infertility if they are severe. It may be harder for an egg to become fertilized and then implant on the lining of the uterus when a large fibroid is present. A woman's OBGYN might recommend that she take medications prior to becoming pregnant in order to help shrink fibroids. In severe cases, surgery might be performed before pregnancy, but it cannot be performed once a woman is already pregnant. Well, naturally, because this can cause or lead to blood loss and preterm labor. So the risk is too great. It's been long thought that fibroids increase the risk of miscarriage during the first and second trimester. However, a new meta-analysis shows no significant increase in spontaneous miscarriage risk among women with fibroids compared to those without. It is possible that fibroids may increase risk for preterm labor or complications during delivery, including obstruction of the birth canal. However, not every woman with fibroids who becomes pregnant will experience any serious complications or symptoms. Fibroids can actually increase in size during pregnancy, and this is due to increased levels of estrogen. Bleeding and abdominal pain may also occur during pregnancy if the fibroid begins to lose its blood supply. A woman's doctor will likely recommend that she have more ultrasounds performed during pregnancy than normal in order to monitor her fibroids. So, ladies, I don't know if you'd be so inclined to do an ultrasound prior to wanting to get pregnant, just to check if anything is going on fibroid wise, but it actually may help. What do you have to lose? Once again, not much in my guesstimation, but you have everything to gain. So thinking about, and I'm guessing if there's a risk, there's a history of fibroids in your family, and you're coming close to that 40-year line, you might want to consider getting that checked out before getting pregnant. If you haven't been pregnant yet and you're planning to become pregnant, you're in a relationship, the possibility exists that you could get pregnant. These are some of the things that I would recommend, although I'm no doctor. But just from information, it would make sense to possibly get an ultrasound just to check, because again, a lot of women do not know that they have fibroids until they're already pregnant, and then there's nothing that can be done about it. You just have to take a chance. Be proactive. See what you can find out beforehand. See how you can handle or treat or attack the fibroids, prevent it, reduce it, whatever you can do prior to ending up in a situation where you do have fibroids. Or if it is starting out, look at what you can do naturally to reduce it or to even get rid of it. Again, what do you have to lose? We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we look at some types of fibroids. Yeah, so apparently there are a few types of them. We're going to look at what those are when we come back from the quick break. We'll be right back.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Stepping, these are roots vibration, stepping.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
I'm in almost every school bus in classroom. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
JTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy B, Denny Rants featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm: Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulseemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
Smile like the stars that brightens up the night. Hand in my hand, hold me tight. Eyes so deep, like the ocean so mysterious. Boy, you make me feel so damn delirious. 'Cause you're so beautiful, flaws and all. You make every obstacle seem so small. You bring joy and laughter, could we live happy ever after? What else can I say? Then man, you're beautiful. You make the sun come up on a rainy day.
Have you been told these words? If not, I'm telling you right now. You are beautiful, faults and all. I want to say thanks to JTMC Enterprise for sponsoring this segment of the show. Give them a call, 678-793-8800. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. What do? They'll take care of your tour management, your bookings, your promotions, your event management, your social media. You name it. Once it's promotion-wise, JTMC Enterprise can take care of you. So thank you, JTMC. The track, Man You're Beautiful, there by the artist that goes by the name Tennille. Beautiful, beautiful song. Man, you're beautiful. And, you know, that man is just generally speaking. You know, it's not saying, yo, bro, you're beautiful. It includes the brothers that are beautiful. And remember, beauty is not what you see on the outside. Beauty is what is on the inside. So a beautiful person, male or female, it doesn't matter. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. Cool. The view previously expressed was that solely and wholly of DJ Kevin Stew and the Night Shift. Welcome back to the show. It's a Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, Healthy Love Night, and tonight we're talking about fibroids. And as I said before we took the break, we're going to be looking at types of fibroids. Did you know there were types? I didn't. But we're going to find out what some of those types are tonight. The medical term for fibroids is myoma or leiomyoma. The location, the size, and the number of fibroids influences the severity of symptoms that a woman may experience. It is possible to have more than one type of fibroid at the same time if they develop in different parts of the reproductive system. And apparently that's not uncommon either. The main types of fibroids that can grow in a woman's body include the intramural fibroids, and these are the most common types of fibroids. They grow within the muscular uterine wall, and if they're large enough, they can actually distort and stretch the uterus or the womb. They can also cause prolonged heavy periods along with pressure and pain in the pelvic region. So that's your common type of fibroid, your intramural. Fibroids that grow outside the walls of the uterus sometimes press on the bladder, causing urinary symptoms like difficulty emptying the bladder. This type may also cause backaches at times. And the backaches may occur when the subserosal fibroids bulge from the back of the uterus and press on your spinal nerves, causing pressure in your back. So that's the subserosal fibroids. Then you have the fibroids that grow on small stalks inside or outside of the uterus. And these are called pendocluated fibroids. So that's pendocluated fibroids. The fibroids that grow just underneath the uterine lining is submucosal fibroids. And this type of fibroid is more likely to cause heavy, prolonged menstrual bleeding. They can also sometimes cause problems for women trying to get pregnant. Submucosal tumors are not as common as other types, but they do exist. Then you have the types that grow in the cervical tissue. But compared to the other fibroids, these are pretty rare. And these are your cervical fibroids. So your different types of fibroids, once again, your intramural, which are the most common types, your subserosal, your penduculated, your submucosal, and the rarest of them all, your cervical fibroids. Now, what are the root causes of fibroids? And that's probably one of the questions that has been on everybody's lips ever since the discovery of fibroids. What caused them? Well, there are some factors that could increase the risk of developing fibroids. If you've ever had fibroids or know someone with fibroids and want to share with us about them, please don't be shy. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. Call or jump into the Stew Pot on kevinstew.com and let's talk about it. Share about it. Because we can only grow from it. You share with me, I get to share with you, we share with each other, everybody benefits. So, root causes of fibroids is a little bit of a list. And it starts with hereditary. Yep. A woman with a mother or sister who has had fibroids is more likely to develop them herself. Age is another factor. Fibroids tend to appear when a woman is in her 30s and 40s. Again, if you haven't had any children and you're in your 30s, you might want to consider doing that ultrasound before getting pregnant. Just in case. Or doing whatever tests that doctors will do to make sure to try to confirm whether or not you have fibroids. Race plays another factor. African American women are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop fibroids than other women or women of other races and ethnicities. Black women tend to have them at younger ages and have more that are larger. Why? I don't know. Now, some of us have theories, but you can never be too sure. One theory that I have, and some may really attack me about this, and that's fine. You ever noticed that the purer the breed of an animal, the more likely it is or the more susceptible it is to some diseases? Just think about that for a moment. So, continuing with factors that risk factors for fibroids, your diet. Eating a lot of poor quality meats like beef and other types of pork is linked to higher fibroid risk. Well, not other, but any type of pork. Again, moderation is key. Women who are overweight or obese are more likely to develop fibroids compared to women who maintain a healthy weight. Now, the trick to this is you may have women who are bigger in size, but are overall healthier. So it's quite a little bit of a balancing act to see how those women are affected by fibroids. High blood pressure or hypertension also seems to increase a woman's risk of fibroids. overt hypothyroidism has been associated with the presence of uterine fibroids. Women who begin menstruation prior to the age of 10, which happens, are at a higher risk for fibroids than women who start menstruating after the age of 10. And taking birth control pills can make fibroids grow more quickly because of the increased estrogen level in the body. Foods that are high in estrogen and hormone disrupting chemicals that mimic estrogen may also play a role in the development of fibroids. So you need to be mindful of that also. Yes, birth control is a wonderful thing, birth control pills. But again, everything in moderation. Doctors are not exactly sure, really and truly, what the cause of fibroids is. But research and clinical experience point to a few likely factors. Fibroids seem to grow from a single smooth cell, but then continue expanding where they shouldn't. Which is really interesting to say that that happens where they shouldn't, when we don't know who dictates that. Now, since fibroids run in families, they appear to be genetic to some extent. For example, identical twins are more likely to both have them than non-identical twins, which is kind of interesting within itself. But it goes back to the cell splitting when it comes to identical twins. Many fibroids also contain changes in genes that are different from the genes in normal uterine muscle cells. So something else to be mindful of. Hormone imbalances are another root cause of fibroids. Estrogen and progesterone hormones are responsible for stimulating the growth of the uterine lining each month in preparation for a possible pregnancy. Every month. Estrogen and progesterone also appear to promote the growth of fibroids, which contain more estrogen and progesterone receptors than normal uterine muscle cells. Another reason this hormone theory makes sense is the fact that they tend to shrink after a woman goes through menopause. Menopause coincides with a decline in a woman's hormone levels. So hormones tend to point to the development of fibroids. Seems like a natural deduction. Now, the uterus contains two types of tissue. The inner lining, or endometrium, is the tissue that sheds monthly during menstruation. But most of the uterus is made up of muscle tissue, or myometrium. Now, both the endometrium and the myometrium are capable of producing benign tumors. An overgrowth in the endometrium actually causes uterine polyps, while an overgrowth in the myometrium causes myomas, or fibroids. Fibroids are made up of hard muscle tissue that grow within the myometrium lining of the uterus. Polyps, on the other hand, are made of endometrial tissue and are malleable, stemming from the inner lining of the uterus. When it comes to sizes, polyps are typically very small, ranging from a few millimeters to centimeters. Fibroids, those tend to be quite a bit larger than polyps, and they go from millimeter sizes to watermelon sizes. Now, when you look at these two growths, you have to wonder, is there a potential for cancer? Polyps have been known to develop into cancer, but it's rare. Fibroids are benign growths, and they are not linked to higher risks of cancer. When it comes to the pain, fibroids can cause pain, pressure, menstrual changes, and discomfort. Polyps generally do not cause any pain and will often go very much unnoticed. So, at what point then is it necessary to have surgery to take care of your fibroids? That was just to give you a distinction between polyps and fibroids, because sometimes people tend to mix them up. Not people in the medical industry, I hope, but generally speaking. Now, when it comes to surgery, fibroid surgery might be recommended for women with severe symptoms. Those dealing with infertility or those who are at an increased risk of dealing with complications during pregnancy or labor. Fibroid surgery is performed before a woman conceives, not during pregnancy. And since it can lead to bleeding and other symptoms that would interfere with pregnancy, uterine fibroid surgery can be performed to remove fibroids only. That's called a myomastectomy. Or they can have a hysterectomy, which is the removal of the entire uterus. A hysterectomy is only appropriate if a woman doesn't plan to become pregnant in the future, because the uterus is gone. Now, before surgery is performed, a woman's doctor will likely try less invasive treatment, such as using birth control pills or hormone replacement drugs to control fibroid symptoms, which is interesting because birth control pills tend to cause them. Surgery is done through either a small incision using laparoscopy through the vagina, or through a larger incision into the abdominal region. The treatment option, called uterine fibroid embolization, UFE, is a minimally invasive procedure that uses embolic agents to block the arteries that provide blood to the fibroids. And this now causes them to shrink. UFE doesn't, however, work for every type of fibroid and may also contribute to poor outcomes following the surgery. Recently, an investigation involving 135,000 women was carried out to evaluate the outcomes of different approaches to treating fibroids. Women who were included in the investigation had undergone either hysterectomy or myomectomy, uterine artery embolization, or magnetic resonance guided focused ultrasound surgery. Results suggest that myomectomy is the preferred surgical approach to treating fibroids, although UAE is a reasonable alternative for some women who turn down other types of surgery. Some clinicians have reported that UAE should be avoided by women seeking to preserve fertility, since it's been correlated with low pregnancy rates and adverse events during or after pregnancy. In terms of preventing the need for hysterectomy, women who had myomectomies seem to have a reduced risk for subsequent hysterectomy compared to those who have had UAE. But more women in the myomectomy group underwent at least one subsequent surgical procedure. After having a myomectomy, about 18% of women became pregnant, compared with just 2% following UAE. Now, unfortunately, about 64% of all women from both groups were found to have a high overall rate of adverse maternal and perinatal outcomes. So, those are things to keep in mind. So, what are some key points about fibroids that we need to take from tonight's show? It's a comment in the pot. It is so important for women to keep their regular appointments with their gynos. There are some fibroids that do grow quickly. However, many women do not find out they have fibroids until the fibroids are so large that treatments are more lengthy and more complicated. So true. So true. And that is because, again, a lot of times they go undetected. You don't really notice that they're there. Worse so with polyps. But as it relates to fibroids, sometimes, yeah, you get the pain and stuff, but not all the time. So, yeah, I agree with you. Women, you need to keep your regular appointments with your gynecologists. It is important. So, some key points about fibroids. They're more common in women than polyps, and typically develop in the later reproductive years. Fibroids are most often found in women over age 30 and are rarely seen in women under 20. They tend to shrink after menopause. Intramural fibroids are the most common types, and they grow inside the wall of the uterus. Any type of fibroid, any type, can impact reproductive function and may cause infertility or miscarriage. Some women with fibroids who experience unusually heavy bleeding during their periods may become anemic due to increased iron loss. You definitely want to see your doctor as soon as possible if you have severe vaginal bleeding or sharp pelvic pain that comes on suddenly. Large fibroids can be detected with a physical examination. The smaller ones, those can be seen with an ultrasound, a CT scan, or an MRI. Do your checks, have your tests. Again, some natural treatments for fibroids. Avoid foods that makes fibroids worse. Stick to the ones that help to relieve fibroids. Try supplements that can aid in fibroid reduction. Check out your essential oils. Try herbal teas. Try castor oil packs. Avoid exposure to environmental toxins and exercise. I don't think the last one can be stressed enough. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Because you don't have anything to lose by getting in some exercise. Nothing at all. What you're gonna lose? You have everything to gain, especially you ladies, and especially if you're prone to having fibroids. If you're in your 20s or in your teens and you realize that your older siblings or your parents had fibroids, chances are, if you don't take preventative action, you will have them too. Now, your parents or your older siblings, your aunts or your mother may have taken preventative measures so that they don't have fibroids. Still doesn't mean that it's not hereditary and that you are immune to it. Take care of your bodies, ladies, please. Gentlemen, do your part in making sure that the women in your lives take care of themselves. Your sisters, your mothers, your aunts, your cousins, your wives, your girlfriends, your daughters. make sure you do your part to help them take care of themselves. It's so important. I want to say thanks again to JTMC for sponsoring this segment of the show. We're moving into that segment where we close out the night shift. It's called Musical Therapy, and it's brought to you by the Wake Up and Live show. Thank you to Sir Rockwell and the Wake Up and Live show for sponsoring this segment of the show. In the background, the sound of Sonia working out with Tony Gold. Their rendition of The Closer I Get to You.
I can call you anytime when my heart is down and my face wears a frown. You are always around, someone special that I can talk to, who is genuine and true. And when I'm in need, you're a friend indeed. I can always count on you. I'm so glad that you're my comforter, and I'm willing to see where this love will take us. I have no more time to invest in a life that was never designed for me.
This is Inique. The track is called My Comforter. The answer to Hopeton Lindo's Your Best Friend.
My best to make it work. Even though I hide my hurt, I've got to face the fact that he doesn't know what I'm worth. I don't know what he is thinking, but this is truly a waste of my time. I'm so glad I have a friend like you that I could call on anytime to relax my mind. I'm so glad that you're my comforter, and I'm you special, and you're always on my mind. I can see that you're not happy. There's something missing.